What will other people think? These 5 words in the English language are supremely good at feeding your loneliness. Let's have a chat about that in this quick episode. Yuma, I'm Phil McAuliffe. I'm the loneliness guy, and this is a Connection Espresso, a mini episode of my podcast designed to give your mind, your heart, and your soul a quick connection boost as you, a beautiful gay man experiencing loneliness, go about your day. Let's get to it. Hello, YouTube. How are you today? Lovely to see you. These 5 words are like, we're going to have a great maybe not a great time talking about this, but we're going to learn some stuff today. And you're going to be like this language ninja when it comes to those 5 words and how prevalent they are around you and within you. Anyway, glad you're here. Hope you're going really well. Like every episode, this Connection Espresso comes to you from Canberra, Australia's capital city, which sits on the traditional country of the Ngunnawal and Ngambri peoples. I want to first pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and acknowledge them as the traditional custodians of the land upon which this episode was recorded, edited, and uploaded. I want to extend that acknowledgement to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening, and indeed all First Nations peoples listening wherever you are in the world. Secondly, the reminder that I say in every episode, you're awesome. Dear espresso drinker, be you listening on the podcast or watching on YouTube, you're just simply awesome. And I want to recognize the courage that you've shown in pressing play on this episode, because you don't go looking for content on loneliness unless you recognize that you might be, sort of, possibly, or definitely are experiencing loneliness. This can feel like a big step. And I want to say that I see you and I recognize your courage. What will other people think can make your blood run like ice. It can make you break out into a nervous sweat. It can make it feel like your guts have fallen through the floor. And it can make your sphincter clench in terror. You get the point. The question is really scary. But why? Why is it so scary? What will other people think speaks directly to your fear of judgment. It evokes images within you of where there are faceless people somewhere in the world at some point or other who will look disapprovingly at you and what you're doing and what you're saying and how you're acting and say, I'm very disappointed in you. We fear that judgment. We have spent such a long time in our lives, well, I have at least, saying and doing the right things at the right time for the right people to get the right kind of good judgment that we crave and not the bad judgment that we fear. I'm going to change that. The kind of good judgment that I've craved and not the bad judgment that I have feared. My intellectual crush, Dr. Brené Brown, calls what will other people think this question a chicken shit tactic that's designed to keep you small. It's so effective at keeping us small and saying and doing the right thing because it uses shame to control or manipulate our behaviors. And it's also devastatingly effective at killing creativity, innovation, and change in our lives, our workplaces, and in our communities. Make no mistake about it, my dear friend. It takes a lot of courage to say and do things that are outside the realm of what is currently acceptable. And the question, what will other people think, forces us forces you to confront a possibility that what you're proposing, whether it's at home or at work, will somehow bring the world as we know it to an end. As gay men, you and I both know how much courage it can take to simply exist outside of the heteronormative norm. Some days, you and I may not have the reserves of courage needed to take steps beyond existing to do something different in the world. It's understandable that you and I stay quiet and small more often than making ourselves seen and heard. Well, I feel like I'm 13 and my voice is broken. It's understandable that you and I stay quiet and small more often than making ourselves seen and heard. But my friend, loneliness is never far away when we take more and more decisions that keep us safe and small. And let's get real for a moment. And while there are some people in our lives who are good at asking that question, whether they're at work or a loved one, we're great at asking it of ourselves. We can talk ourselves out of anything with this powerful question, even risking the uncertainty that comes from doing connection when you know that you're experiencing loneliness. You can be devastatingly effective at denying yourself those most important to you and your communities, your voice, your wisdom, and your insight, because you didn't answer or you got scared when you asked yourself, what will other people think? We need to see you. We need to hear you. And you need the same for yourself too. So my invitation to you is to pay attention to when someone asks that question to you, around you, or you ask it within yourself. Your response is to ask, okay, who exactly are the people? If there are specific people that, you can name and you know them, talk to them. But my hunch is that the people in question are figments of a scared imagination. You're braver and more courageous than you'll ever give yourself credit for. And that bravery and courage is needed as you wrestle with being vulnerable, as you start doing connection. Of course, there's so much more that I could have said in this episode that may speak more directly to your personal situation and how the question, what will people think, feeds your loneliness. But I need to wrap this episode up. But please tell me, how has that question fed your loneliness? How do you respond when someone asks it or you ask it within yourself? That's it for this. Pardon me, sorry. That's it for this espresso. Be sure to check out all my work and services destigmatizing loneliness and promoting authentic connection for gay men globally, for gay men like you, through my website, thelonelinessguy.com. Please like, comment, and share this episode on your socials so it reaches more gay men experiencing loneliness and lets them know, just as you now know, that they're not alone as a gay man experiencing loneliness. Thank you so much for joining me for this espresso shot. Until next time, take care of yourself, yada, and enjoy your day. Thank you, YouTube. Really appreciate you being here. And again, become that like linguistic ninja whenever you hear what will people think, and really don't take that shit. Like, get very specific. Challenge the person asking the question. Challenge yourself when you ask that question. All right, be awesome. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.